Welcome to the My Three Things podcast with your host, Will Byington. Each week features Will alone or with a guest, a celebrity, actor, musician, athlete, author, influencer, or friend sharing their three favorite things of the moment. What they are watching, reading, listening to, interested in, or enjoying. Hopefully turning you into your new favorite thing. And now, here's your host, Will Byington.
What's up, everybody? Will Byington back for another episode of My Three Things, a brand new podcast. We're now in season 2, and I can't thank you enough for tuning in and checking it out and being a part of it. Hopefully, we're turning you on to your new favorite thing each week with an actor, athlete, author, influencer, or anybody else, rock star, who can share three things that are rocking their world at the moment. And hopefully, as I said, turning you on to your new favorite thing. As always, please share it. Tell your friends about it. Hashtag My Three Things Podcast. And just spread the word. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button down below. As I've always said, I can't tell you how much that helps and supports the show. This week, I am thrilled to introduce you to a very good friend and one of the funniest and best actors around, the one and only Joel Murray. Perhaps you know him from Shameless, Mad Men, Monsters University, God Bless America with Bobcat Goldthwait, and so many other shows and movies. Dharma and Greg all the way back in the day. One Crazy Summer, on and on and on. You can catch him on some upcoming episodes of a great show on Stars called Heels. We'll talk about that actually in it. We'll also talk about the Chicago Party Ant on Netflix. You can also catch Joel on the road this fall with Who's Live Anyway. I'll tell you all about that. I'll put links to everything down below. In the meantime, everybody please say hello to Joel Murray. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, Will, it's Friday. I don't know when this is going to air, but we're on. In my universe, it's always Friday, actually. Will.
It's always Friday in the world of Joel Murray. As I said, I'm surprised you're not on a golf course looking for work.
Well, I came off a trip to Ireland for 10 days with my brothers and then a northern Michigan. So I kind of got in about 15 of the last 17 days. So sometimes it's good to rest the legs.
Real quick, how was that? It looked like a pretty epic. All the Murray brothers trekked over to Ireland. It looked like you played some of the legendary courses. And how was that adventure?
It was fantastic. It was kind of put together by my friend Tom Coyne, who wrote the book, A Course Called Ireland, and now he just released a course called America. But we played a lot of the less legendary courses. We played places like Carn and Donegal and St. Patrick's and Norman Port Noom, places you haven't heard about that are and equally as good as the places you have heard about. So it was really good fun. Some of them were definitely like the film, some of them.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, and it's good you're getting your practice in. I know it's rare for you to be on a golf course. It's good you're getting the practice in because coming up on Sunday the 19th and then the 20th, you'll be in the Chicago area for the Joel Murray and Friends Canal Shores Invitational for benefiting and honoring first responders. One of the coolest events around. Tell us a little bit about that. They'll be coming up this week.
Well, it's a lot of fun. Beth Shepard came up with this idea a minute ago and asked if I would be the host. And I'm like, well, I'll say Joel Murray and Friends in case I can't make it. And unfortunately, I've never had a job that has interfered with this so far. So I've been able, but it's at Shores. Of course, we grew up playing as kids, and the fact we're having a pretty good sized golf tournament there with golf carts. It's just crap because I started out going bicycle, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's dunk tanks, there's rotating sharks on the course. There's Jolo shot. It gets pretty crazy. Night before there's at the Caddy Shack out in Rosemont and Doc Julin and Expo 76, and then that's always fun. And so yeah, we stay up in Evans time, and it's my favorite place in the world, Chicago, in the Indian summer, as they say.
Well, it's such a fun event. I'm gonna put links to the party if anybody wants to buy a ticket to come out for the pairings party at Caddy Shack in Rosemont. The coolest thing that y'all do is y'all bring in guys from the New York Fire Department and Police Department and first responders, not only just first responders from all over the country, but first responders who were active at I feel like each year, almost every big event that's happened and where first responders have actually been there changing the world. You honor those guys.
Unfortunately, our society new events, so we can find new people to bring. But we've got Capitol Police officers this year. We've got it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11. We got some guys that were there, firefighters from New York. It's really crazy fun, and we invite them. And we just show them a good time for the weekend. And they're the type of people that want to help. And it's like, you're just going to party and golf and then party some more. And they're like, you sure they're not something you want us to do? No, just have fun. Have fun.
It's so cool. It's again, they deserve it. And you make them laugh. You make them laugh. You get them drunk because I feel like there's alcohol on just about every hole. It truly is just, it's so cool that y'all give back. Not only do you raise money for good causes, but you give back to those guys who deserve it more than me for sure. And most of us, they're truly heroes. Well, I'll put links down below so people can donate or get involved and come party. So the reason I've got you here is my three things. I feel like everybody needs to share. We've missed out hearing what people are listening to, watching, reading. Over the last year, all being at home, I feel like we miss out on being turned on to cool things. And so I thought there's nobody better than Joel Murray. What are Joel Murray's my three things? What's number one for what's rocking your world right now?
What's number one in my life? Well, I probably just ran through them, but celebrating. I had a colonoscopy 2 days ago. But I'm celebrating and part of it is because of colonoscopy. The other part is because of Noom. If you're familiar with Noom, but it's a psychological weight loss thing, and I started doing it right after Christmas. I was at a kind of a high water mark, and I'm celebrating 2 days ago being 32 pounds below my start, and I broken 200 pounds for the first time in forever since like they're high school. I've always been big boned, and I was a fullback and a football player. So I don't know if anybody, I was never a calorie, but this is kind of a surgical thing and a calorie thing. And if you want to eat, or if you're going to be drinking that evening, it convinces you, well, you got to work out now so you can have 2 extra beers later. And I just got to say, I'm excited about the Noom because it works for me.
You showed up at Caddy Shack back in May, and almost nobody recognized you. You look so good. So Noom is the secret. That pops up. How does it work? How do you do it?
Well, I don't know. I signed up online at Christmas. I'm like, well, I'm going to get myself something, and I don't know how much it costs, but you kind of log in your meals and you weigh in every morning. There's a lot of reading, kind of, they give you stuff to read every day, and it's not a lot, 10 minutes of a day. And I was conscious of calories. What thing, I ate handfuls of almonds all day, thinking I was getting healthy, and then I found out, I just had 3,000 calories worth. That's not so good. But that's the first thing I'm excited about. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. Well, it's definitely paid off. You look fantastic, and like I said, it seems everything I've heard about Noom is it's actually easy. It makes it easy, right?
Pretty much so, and it's not real limiting. It's just, okay, you're going to eat that. All right, that's all that you get today. But you might want to go for the salad later, and you might want to hit the rowing machine. So it puts the things in. I'm kind of a simplicity guy in that one. Yeah.
What's number 2 for Joel Murray's My three things.
I'm excited to get back to my favorite place in the world, in Chicago, Illinois. I'm going to go back. I'm going to play some great golf courses, and I'm going to enjoy our lakefront. I'm going to go to friendly confines after Canal Shores is over. And I was supposed to sing in the first pitch like a ago, but I was doing called White House Plumbers with Harrelson and Justin Theroux, and they ran a little long, and I was guaranteed that I would be on the 7:8 flight to Chicago, and Woody he a while. I think he learned some things. My brother Bill working on King, because he likes to take his time. So I didn't get to sing, but I'm going to come back and maybe they'll fit me in on. It's the best time if you had to pick a couple days here when you can hear the drums from Northwestern in the distance, kind of thing. Growing up, that was my favorite time, and we used to go over to Dice Stadium, it was called back in the day, and actually catch the extra point. Ohio State would score 67 points or what. We would catch the extra points. And the morning game was actually try to get out of the stadium with the ball we had just caught from the security guards, because that was a better game than was going on the field. But we're having our little golf tournament at Canal Shores, which is Northwestern adjacent, and I'm looking to some good food. Is like that.
I was going to. So, is there, when Joel Murray comes to Chicago, obviously you have to stop by all those places that you've mentioned, Wrigley Field, and is there a guilty pleasure? Is there a hidden food joint? Is there a food spot you have to go, or a club you have to see? Is there somewhere that Joel Murray? Where do you hit when you come to Chicago?
We have literally gone from the airport direct Twin Anchors. It's a rib joint on Eugenie and Sec that Sinatra used to frequent. And I remember the time we went with our luggage and we walked in like, I'm sorry, we've got luggage. Yeah, we know. And they put it, and there's this little storage area right by the front door. Like, you're not the first one that came straight from the airport. Okay, pal, I'll have twin ribs, zesty with fries and all. That's my guilty pleasure. Much all that's for the day. That'll be all the calories for me. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna walk to and from Wrigley from downtown if I want to burn that kind of thing.
I love it. Yeah, Twin Anchors. There's nothing like it. And the fact that I think it used to be a speakeasy before it became legendary rib joint. Amazing place.
So you have drinks at the bar. Chicago drinks. They're like a bucket of gin. So by the time you've had 2 or 3 of these waiting for your table, I don't even know if the food's that good. It could be cardboard because you're so happy to put anything in your body. Have gins that are that big.
Well, what's number 3?
I love it
for Joel Murray right now? My 3 things.
That's funny because I know what number 3 is. You're in Atlanta, Georgia, and my wife had an opportunity to go down to Atlanta in November for 3 weeks, and January for 3 weeks, and March to work on a television show called Heels on the network. And we went down there, and it's a show about a small market wrestling league in Duff, Georgia, fictitious town. And then my wife and I play the sponsors. I kind of own all the dealerships and pawn shops in the town, and I give them money, and we're kind of religious. We want our banner that has verse on it and stuff. But the wrestling in it is really good. I grew up watching wrestling on VHF in Chicago. Sailor Art Thomas and Brenya and Baron von Raschke, those things on Saturday morning instead of cards. I used to watch the wrestling, and then I used to go to wrestling in Chicago. The Ric Flair days back then and whatnot. To meet him at the party at top, the Wrigley View rooftop for Mongo, that party a while back, and it's like, get me, I'm hanging with Ric Flair. And he no discipline in the meeting either. It was dress tights. He was spectacular. But Heels really good, and stars on it are fantastic, and they actually worked out and learned to wrestle and do backflips off top ropes and stuff like that. I haven't done that in the first season, but I'm hoping in second or third season I'll get to wrestle my friend Mike O'Malley, who plays the bad guy. it's really good, and it's fun, and got a little bit of nudity. It's got violence. It's got sibling rivalry. It's got trucks. It's got music. It's everything you want. America's gonna love it. But,
yeah, it sounds like everything you want and need in a show.
so I've watched 4 of them, and my wife and I are on 2 so far. We're on 5 of the 8, but it's really good. So on the Stars Network on Sunday night.
Can't wait to check that out. Yeah, I've gotten hooked. It's funny. 3 years ago, Chris Jericho started his Chris Jericho Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, a cruise that he does where they bring wrestling onto the cruise. And in the middle of the pool deck, they build a whole wrestling ring. And, the first time they did it, I was like, I'm not a wrestling fan. I haven't watched wrestling since I was 12. Maybe college, I watched it a little. All of a sudden, you're on the pool deck. The entire pool deck is going, this is awesome. This is awesome. And then those guys are doing the backflips and everything, and you can't help but get into it. You can't help but cheer.
The energy and noise, and because we're the sponsors of the league, we have front row seats for this, right? But James Harrison is one of the wrestlers. He was on the Super Bowl Patriots and Super Bowl Steelers. Huge man, was the strongest man in the NFL. We had CM Punk on last episode, and he showed up as this guy Ricky Rabies and Roan that shot blood and all this stuff. It's just really easy. But when you're front row and doing this stuff, it's like that's not fake. That guy just dropped 8 feet onto a mat, and I don't care if them bounced a little bit. Hurts, and it's really fun when you're up close, and the energy you get out of it. It's nuts.
There's a reason it makes the hundreds of millions of dollars that it does, because we got in there the first time we had the ring. We were allowed to kind of go up there, and I went in the ring. And I ran against the ropes, which they look like bungee cords, the way those guys bounce off it. It's metal wire wrapped with like plastic. And we ran into it and we're like, okay. That was, I'll get you in a minute. Oh, yeah, it's fascinating. And then, characters like your Ric Flair, woo.
Back in the day, we had the Bruiser and the Cur, and they used to talk about training and putting a quarter barrel on their shoulder and running in Milwaukee, and then getting another quarter barrel back. And we grew up with these legends of Bobby and the Blackjack Lanza and the bad guys, which heels are the bad guys and face good guys. So that's why the show's called Heels. But we had so many great ones growing up in the Chicago area with the local Ben's Auto Sales and whatnot. They just crack me up, and Moo and Oink back in the day, So
I can't imagine the research you had to do for that role had to be fun. I'm sure.
Religious stuff. It was a little bit of a struggle. I'm working on it.
Well,
enjoy Atlanta. It's a great town stuck in during COVID.
Yeah, I'm literally here for a buddy of mine, the percussionist. He used to be in the Pat McGee band, great band out of the Northeast. My boy Chardy is marrying his Diane Johnson DJ, and it's going to be a fun party. A lot of band people are going to be there, and just here for a quick little trip, staying at the Claremont Lounge Hotel, and it's going to be a blast. Just a fun little weekend. But before we finish up, let me ask you. I know, so you got a part in another show that I did with Chris Witowski, Chicago Party Ant. You're going to be in that. And then I believe you're hitting the road, speaking of being on the road and being in hotels.
Oh, yeah.
Joel Murray hitting the road with Who's Live Anyway. What do y'all got coming up this fall? Y'all going to be all over the country pretty much?
We're everywhere. We're starting in the northeast. We're starting in Boston area. But yeah, who'slive.com. You can see when we're coming to your neighborhood. But we just counted yesterday, 43 gigs between the end of September and Christmas, well before Christmas. So we're on, and it's going to be nuts. And, it's exciting to be back on, hanging with some of the funds in the country. Ryan Stiles, Grace, and Jeff Davis, and Bob Durketch on the keyboards, and we'll be the guys in the big Sprinter van, the smoke coming out of it coming into town.
Well, I love it. It's one of the most fun shows people can see. So I'll put links to that and everything below.
Except about the Chicago party. I knew it was with you a long time before anybody else did. Because I guess for some reason at a party, it's like, no, I'm like, I was just giving you, didn't really know. I was just joking. But I play Chicago on the St. Patrick's Day. So you listen for that, and it was good fun. And that was at the height of it. I recorded that. Went to a recording studio, entered one door, and never talked or saw it. Okay, so I'm done, huh? Nice hanging with you all, and then exited the same door and never saw another.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Chris, I met Chris something like 10 years ago. He got on stage with Fish at Northerly Island, and
wow.
They did a comedy bit during a Fish show on stage at Northerly Island, and I was down there photographing it, and I did not know he was Chicago Party Ant till this all came out, and I told him it was funny. At one point, probably 3-4 years ago now, Chicago Party Ant started following me on Twitter, and I thought I'd made it. I thought I was going to get a date with Chicago Party Ant, and then it turns out it's my buddy Chris. Yeah.
We thought it was my niece for a while, and then it turns out it was. But yeah. Same sense of humor.
Well, yeah. Joel Murray, I'm sorry. Hopefully, I'll catch you. I'm in town till next Saturday. Hopefully, I'll catch you then. If not, maybe on the flip side. But always good to see you, my friend.
Always good to see you. And my least favorite thing, if I were to free, my least favorite thing that you're going to experience are the loud mufflers. I don't understand that money in the world. A muffler is a thing to make your car sound less loud. But you'll see in Atlanta, like at 3:30 in the morning, all of a sudden a car will go through your bedroom, your hotel room. It's like, whose idea is it? Didn't anybody ever have to run from police that you buy a car? I don't like muffling at all whatsoever.
Well, I'm a little afraid. The Claremont is a legendary hotel here that they've redone and remade and reopened. In the basement, there's a strip club. It turns out, they said sometimes it's the rumor everybody in Atlanta says is it's one of those places you have to go because it's where they put strippers out to pasture, basically. It turns out when you book your room on like hotels.com or Expedia, my room's in the basement. So I'm apparently staying just down the hall from a 60-year-old strip club. So I don't know if I'll be hearing many mufflers, but I might be hearing some motorboating.
Oh wow, that's great. I never got there. My brother Bill's one of the first things he said you go to, but no, we were at the Georgian Terrace from the Fox Theater, but strip joint there. I hope your room smells like vanilla, and I hope you know sparkles on your pillow when you wake up in the morning.
Joel Murray, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Will. Go Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go.
Thanks so much, Joel, for taking time out of your schedule and day to be a part of My 3 Things. That's it for another episode. Like I said, I'll put links to everything Joel mentioned down below. Join in if you're in the Chicago area for the Canal Shores, or check him out on the road with Who's Live Anyway this fall, hitting a town hopefully near you. That's it for another week of My 3 Things. As I've said, please share this hashtag My3Things podcast with your friends and family. And until next time, we'll see you then.